He was the pride of Ranthambore, but now is the biggest villain of the national park. We are talking about Ustad, or T24, who was abruptly relocated a few days ago to a biological park in Udaipur, allegedly because he had turned into a man-killer. Accused of killing 4 humans in the last 5 years, Ustad is now forced to live in a small enclosure miles away from home. Tiger lovers dragged the matter to court, but the Rajasthan High Court turned down their PIL. But the controversy continues to rage.
This is Ustad, or T24, easily India's best-known tiger. He's certainly the most photographed. Until a few days ago, his swagger was the pride of Ranthambore National Park. But not anymore. Ustad, who once freely roamed his 35-kilometer territory in Ranthambore, has been dubbed a man-eater and shipped off in a hush-hush manner 400 kilometers from his home. The pride of Ranthambore now trapped in an iron cage, hidden behind green curtains. If Ustad could speak, he would have denied being a man-eater, questioned why he was ousted from his home, why he was sentenced without judge, jury or appeal. But unfortunately for him, Ustad can do none of this.
Now he has been tranquilized and sent 400 kilometers in a very little cage, and here he was released in a small cage, small enclosure. And here what happens that he refused to take food.
The 9-year-old tiger is accused of having killed 4 people in the last 5 years. The first kill on July 3rd, 2010. On March 9th, 2012, it was the Shwak, a villager. On October 25th the same year, forester Ghisu Singh was killed. And on 8th May 2015, it was gatekeeper Rampal Saini.
Normal tigers, when people walk, leave and run away, go away on the side, don't interfere. But T24, anything was possible. It was unpredictable. For a year it could do nothing, then suddenly it would attack and kill someone.
Under mounting public pressure, Ustad tranquilized and shipped off to a trapped enclosure in Udaipur on 16th of May.
ऐसा नहीं है कि हम कोई उसको वहाँ शिफ्ट करके खुश हैं. हम ये एक मजबूरी थी. 4 इंसिडेंट्स होने के बाद एक जो प्रशासन है, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की जवाबदेही बनती है.
Wildlife enthusiasts up in arms, arguing that Ustad was framed, a victim of encroachment in his own territory, which spans one of the most crowded roads in the Tiger Reserve.
They were relocating the tiger. They were not.
Some even approaching the courts, only to be disappointed.
All the 4 incidents happened in the core area of the forest, and not a single incident had happened in the human settlement. So how can we call this tiger a man-eater? Besides, I'm saying, who said what? I don't want to get into it. What the law says to declare and announce any tiger as a man-eater, that should be vetted, that should be looked into, that should be revoked and reviewed.
Trapped behind this green curtain, Ustad meanwhile continues with his punishment. With Gayatri Jayaraman, this is Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, now what exactly is the argument that is being placed by people who are with T24 Ustad of Ranthambore or those who are against him? Let's quickly take a look at this presentation that we have prepared right here on India Today. Let's put that slide on the plasma right now. The 2 sides that are divided. Those who think that Tiger Ustad is innocent. They say Ustad was the friendliest tiger in Ranthambore and he was a shutterbug's delight. Those who think that he's a man-eater actually say that his behavior was unpredictable and irrational. The innocents say that Ustad needs to be blamed because of his reputation of audacity. Now, a number of things are in fact happening. Apart from this, let's quickly go across to the next slide that we are presenting. Those who think that he is innocent, they said that man-eaters prey every 3 days. Ustad accused of killing 4 people in 5 years. Now, the man-eaters say that any tiger that kills and devours a man is a man-eater. So that's really the argument how it's being stacked up. The others who say that he's innocent say his son T-72 roamed in the same territory. It could be him. The man-eaters, people who are on this particular side, say that there's visual proof of killer tiger's identity with the forest department. Remember, all these tigers have a radio tag, so it's very easy to identify where exactly is the location. So if they have been spotted killing someone, then the radio tag, the GPS device, will track where exactly this tiger is. Those who think he's innocent say no forensic tests have been done to match the victim to the saliva. The man-eaters say that post-mortem was conducted as per the procedure. The people who think that Ustad or 324 is actually a man-eater. So both sides are placing their side of the argument, but of course at this moment this has become a huge matter or a subject matter of debate. Now he is of course most famous and most photographed tiger, but now he's also sparked India's biggest cat fight. Now, is Tiger Ustad a superstar or a super villain? Should he be locked up in a zoo or allowed to roam the jungle? It's a roaring controversy which has generated the most heated debate among animal lovers.
24 निर्दोष है, 24 निर्दोष है, 24 रिहा करो,
This anger and sloganeering is all for bringing T24 or Ustad back to his home in Ranthambore National Park. Branded a man-eater, the tiger virtually being dragged to court. But it seems to be a losing battle so far. This one tiger has managed to divide the most ardent wildlife enthusiasts, while Thapar does not hesitate before calling Ustad India's most dangerous tiger.
There is no witch hunt at all. T24, and I've had 40 years in Ranthambore. I've probably seen 250 different tigers in my life all over India. T24 is one of the most dangerous customers I ever saw. You had to watch him carefully.
But the other side equally vehement in their protest, questioning the hasty decision to relocate Ustad without any scientific proof.
A tiger, to become a man-eater, first of all, the frequency needs to be at least once in a week. And when a tiger becomes a man-eater, when the tiger is old, moved out from the territory, lost his territory, lost his teeth and the claws, not able to hunt, stays in the human habitat, and then goes on the killing the people.
Others calling it a breach of Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. Sources even citing lobbies with interests in the lucrative tourism business at the park to be behind Ustad's unceremonious ouster. More than 2.5 lakh visitors throng the Ranthambore Park every year, and the last few years have seen a mushrooming of hotels in the area. Experts say the man-animal conflict sparked Ustad's aggression.
हमारी डिमांड ये है कि यहाँ पूरा सोशल ऑडिट हो, 10 साल में जितना पैसा यहाँ पर आया उसकी जांच हो, सुरक्षा वाल बनाई उसकी जांच हो, जब सुरक्षा वाल बनाइए फिर टाइगर बाहर कैसे आगे। और बड़े-बड़े लोग हैं जो इस रणथंभौर को पूरा का पूरा खत्म करना चाहते हैं, इस रणथंभौर को नाश करना चाहते हैं, तो हम स्थानीय लोग मांग करते हैं कि रणथंभौर उनकी पपोती नहीं है।
But the forest authorities standing behind their move, denying that Ustad is in any discomfort.
टाइगर अच्छी हालत में है, बिल्कुल खा पी रहा है, उसने अच्छा खाना खाया और बिल्कुल मैं तो कहूँगा कि नॉर्मल अपनी स्थिति में है।
Initially refusing to eat at his new home, Ustad now seems to be slowly giving in to his fate. This once majestic, proud tiger has finally been broken. With Sharad Kumar in Jaipur, Gayatri Jayaraman, India Today.
All right, this morning we are joined in by India Today senior editor Gayatri Jayaraman. Morning, Gayatri. Now, there are a number of issues that we actually touched upon in this particular report, where there were some people who said that there should be an audit. Some said that people are trying to destroy Ranthambore. Let's not get into them, or those issues for a moment. Let's only concentrate on T24 Ustad. Is it or is it not a fact that 5 people were killed over the past 5 years? And in the radio tagging, it was identified that perhaps it could be T24.
So far there have been 4 kills. There have been a total documented 9 kills in Ranthambore, of which 4 are attributed to T24. The first one is beyond dispute. The 2 after that, there have been some levels of dispute, not just about the kill but the cause of the kill, which is why if you look at the Forest Department's actions, they have given the tiger leeway for over 3 kills in the past. It's the 4th kill that has got him removed from there. So they've also been very cautious. Dr. Ullas Karanth, very senior conservationist, has said for a very long time that he should have been relocated after the first kill. Valmik Thapar has said that the 2nd kill was the last straw. But so why did the NTCA and why did the Ranthambore department give him that kind of leeway, I think is something that we should be asking.
Absolutely. And Gayatri, also the point that you have people who are, say, arguing or perhaps trying to give T24 another chance. They feel that you should declare, also, if you could tell us a little about the rules in this country as to when you can actually declare a tiger a man-eater. Many say that he never met those rules or those criteria.
Essentially, even if you look at Jim Corbett's writings, there are very clear distinctions between a man-killer and a man-eater. So essentially, a tiger that kills when it is startled becomes, or once in a while, becomes a man killer, because we also cannot deny the tiger its natural sort of instinct. A tiger that kills to consume a human being is classified as a man-eater. And the NTCA has very clear guidelines and standard operating procedures laid out. It's a brilliant document. It's very step-by-step. It tells you what to do if you have located a man-eater. But it also asks for a committee to be formed. It suggests that a committee to be formed to identify and verify that the tiger is a man-eater. And to be fair to the tiger conservationists in this country, it is a pet cause for us. We love the animal, and there is a great reluctance on the part of forest authorities to declare a tiger a man-eater. And if you look at the official documentation on T24, nowhere is the word man-eater used. So technically they haven't declared him a man-eater, but they have sort of certified that he is a threat to human life and have therefore relocated him.
Of course, he's a photographer's delight. A lot of people, I know of people who actually go to Ranthambore, particularly to photograph T24. They used to, in fact, before he was actually relocated. Gayatri, do stay on with us. Time for a short break at this moment on First Up, but we'll return to this particular story because on the web, as far as T24 is concerned, he has become a huge topic of discussion, and also on the ground where the conservationists as well as people who closely observe wildlife all are in a heated debate at this moment whether the right step was actually taken by authorities. We'll stay with this particular story. Also, this is the top focus as far as India Today. That's the lead story in this week's edition of India Today. We're also considering it our top focus here on First Up. Now, Gayatri, you actually got us this story for us. Can you tell us that through the course of actually, presenting this particular story, what all were your findings? Because, of course, there is a raging debate that is going on where, some people feel that, he has been wrongly framed. There are others who feel that this should have been done long ago. But what really is your assessment as to what has actually been done? His shifting from, a natural inhabitation to sort of a cage territory.
Sanket, essentially, when we started on this story, you found that there are various conflicting views on not only on what should be done with him, but also what actually happened. And what actually happened is something that even the petitioner, Mr. Chandrapal Singh from Pune, whose petition was yesterday dismissed by the Honorable Rajasthan High Court, he's also been bringing up those kind of questions. And the reason for that is because even on the ground, you'll have locals saying, but why was he there? He was warned. Was he squatting in the forest? And by he, I mean Mr. Rampal Saini, the late forest gatekeeper, who was the fourth victim of the tiger. So, who was on the spot? Who do you know that it's T24? Do you know whether it's his son Sultan, T72? Who identified it? Were forensic tests done? So these are the kind of questions that have been brought up. Also, they have been
but Gayatri, I mean, just for my understanding, Gayatri, I want to know that there is a concept of radio tagging, isn't it? I mean, if T24 is located somewhere, that GPS device on his neck is going to actually send a signal that this is where T24 is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, technically, it's easy to investigate.
I'm not sure if T24 is radio tagged currently. He was in between for a while. I think radio tagging is something that they also keep to a minimal. But he was spotted in the area.
So it's not continuously done, is it? It's not continuously, it's not a continuous process.
It's typically done, if I'm not mistaken, T24 was decollared a couple of years ago.
Okay.
But he was spotted in the area. He was spotted by people who were first on the site to sort of retrieve the body and rush it to hospital. You have conservationists there on the ground, like Mr. Dharmendra Khandal, who's been documenting kills for a very long time, Daulat Singh Shekhawat, who himself has lost an eye to a tiger attack before. So you have very experienced people on the ground who've said that they've spotted the tiger there. But the various versions have been floating around. So there is some speculation. Also, there is from the locals, there's a lot of pressure. There have been rumors of pressure from the tourism lobby, which of course has been denied. It's been said that the action was taken so swiftly that even the Rajasthan Forest Minister, who was at that time constituting a committee to inquire into the facts of the case, did not know that he was being transferred. This also has been denied. But if you look at everything, it is said the NTCA was notified, but nobody waited for their response. Nobody set up a committee as stipulated to inquire. And this Mr. R.K. Tyagi, who's the chief wildlife warden, has said he took the decision to translocate T24, keeping in mind local pressure as well as the safety of human lives, which include, of course, his men in the forest department who will be patrolling that area on foot. So it's a decision that he made and he takes responsibility for.
Gayatri Jayaraman, many thanks for joining us at this moment. Of course, this is being seen as the big cat fight. Remember, it's happening online. People are talking about it. There is a fight going on where there is an instant division in camps. There are some who think that he's a man-eater. There are others who think he's innocent. But this matter has now eventually landed in the courts. Do make sure that you read this week's edition of India Today.